Today's class is focused around our back, mobility and strength. With back-focused movements, I want to reiterate, I say that in the class as well, be really, really careful if you have any pain that isn't just because you're working your muscles, but as actually discomfort pain, then don't do that pose. Just go into child's pose or wait for us in another pose that you enjoy. We'll also need, actually we don't need blocks today, but even though I say so at the beginning of the class maybe, but we need 2 belts. So if you have a yoga belt like this one, that's great. If you don't have a yoga belt, then scarves or the belt of your bathrobe are actually perfect. So just put them to the side. We'll need them at the end of the session or towards the end of the session. In general, just move how you feel is good for you today, and enjoy the class. So let's start in child's pose. And for child's pose, just as a little note, I've got a massive heap of pillows here. But if you ever have back pain, child's pose can be really nice, but even if child's pose is too intense, you could just sort of take intensity out of child's pose by getting cushions or blankets and rolling those up and just taking that bend a bit out and making it less intense. And so do whatever feels right for you today. You could also, I think I showed that previously, you could take a block, place that under your forehead so that you have that as a little bit of support here. Place your arms around it so that your head is supported there and that you're not sinking too deep if there's any back issues. Just come however feels good. Extend the child's pose with your arms out in front if that's good. Opens the shoulders a bit. And you could also have your arms alongside your body, maybe touching your ankles if you can reach, or touching your calves. Quite like that additional contact there to sort of, it gives you a bit of comfort. Your knees can be together to touch or hip width apart, but you want your toes to touch. And as we're arriving here in child's pose, starting to slow our breath, breathing in and out through the nose, feeling our abdomen press against our thighs as we breathe in. Feeling our abdomen move away from the thighs as we breathe out. Breathing in, feeling our chest lift, shoulders lift maybe. Breathing out, sinking deeper maybe. Breathing slowly. Just enjoying this little moment of stillness before we get moving. Trying to breathe into our whole lung, breathing into our abdomen, our ribs, the middle of the lungs and the upper lungs, our chest, our collarbones. Bringing oxygen into our body, into our cells, which helps with the movement. And the focus on the breath helps us in those challenging poses.
One more breath here. And with the next inhale, if your arms are alongside your body, bring them forward. If your arms are ahead of you, bring your hands under your shoulders. And inhale, pressing into our hands and coming into a kneeling position. Nice. So we're going to place our hands under our shoulders and we're coming into a tabletop position here. So as I said, we're working on a strong and mobile back today. So let's just sit back on our knees for a moment while I have a bit of chat. So working on a strong mobile back, so we're going to do a couple of twists, we're going to do back bends and so on. But be really careful and mindful of your lower back and your back in general, because you don't want to, our backs are very, very sensitive, so we don't want to hurt ourselves whilst we're doing these poses, whilst we're moving through this. So whenever something is too much for you, and that could be different from how, if you do this class again, if we were to do this class again in a week or in a month's time, it would be different. So just listen to how your body feels right now. It can be anything from whatever exercise you've done, I don't know, for women, what time of month it is, all of those things that really impact how your back feels. Also focusing on our core. So by engaging our core, we're protecting our back. And yeah, just be really careful, just really listen to your body, and whenever you need a break, go into child's pose, just come out of whatever pose, wiggle your hips around, I don't know, whatever feels good to you, but just really listen to what you guys need. Alright, having waffled on a bit, let's get on. Let's get into a tabletop position here, so we're having our hands under our shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees on the hips, hip width apart. Let's just rock back and forward to wake up our wrists a little bit. Nothing to do with the back, but still important. I've been finding my wrists really tight this week, so doing this more for myself than for you guys, but hopefully you enjoy it too. And coming into center and stillness, let's turn our hands in so that our thumbs are pointing to the outside edge of the mat, fingers pointing to our knees, bringing the hands quite a bit closer in, and then just rock very gently here, stretching the inside of our arm, pressing the fingers into the mat nice and wide like starfish, rocking as much or as little as you like. Let's have 2 more rocks here. Ooh. And coming back into center, back to how we were before. And now one hand at a time, going to place the back of the hand down, fingers are pointing to the knees again, palms pointing to us, and we're rocking here very gently again. Don't want to hurt our wrists. Doing this, fingers really spread wide. Trying to get all fingers in contact with the mat, even that only means side of the tip of the thumb. One more rock here, and placing that hand down, as I was before. Now doing the same thing on the other hand. So back of the hand on the mat, fingers pointing to knee, palm facing us. I'm rocking very, very gently. And one more rock. And coming into center, stillness, placing our hand down again. Let's sit on our knees, on our heels, sit kneeling, just shaking our hands out for a moment. Maybe making circles with our hands, with our wrists, and the other way. And let's come back into tabletop. Alright, so same thing, hands on the shoulders, shoulder width apart. Wrists, elbows, shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Knees, shoulder, hip width apart, under hips. Toes pointing back. You point the toes, flex the toes back. I like to just point them. And we're going to come into our cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're arching our spine, looking up to where the ceiling meets the wall. And exhale, we're rounding our spine, tucking the chin to the chest, looking to our belly button. Inhale, coming into our cow, really arching the spine, shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears, looking up. Inhale, exhale, we're coming into our angry cat, shoulder blades push apart, we're pushing the ground away with our hands. Inhale, we're coming into our cow, shoulder blades together, arching the spine, really waking up the spine. You're making these movements as extreme as you can. Exhale, we're pushing the ground away, we're tucking our pelvis, engaging our abs, looking to our tummy. Inhale, coming into our cow, looking up, maybe bending those elbows a bit if that feels good. Exhale, coming into our angry cat. Let's come into center here. And now let's just move our hips, our shoulders, however it feels good to you. So maybe moving your hip to one side, bringing the shoulder of the opposite side to the ear, other way around. Just really moving how it feels good for you. You can push back into a child's pose even. Come back forward. Just sort of playing around with whatever you need, whatever your body calls for right now. Rounding, maybe bringing that cat-cow movement in again a little bit with this like free-flowing movement. Lovely, it's really nice. Beautiful. Do whatever you're doing, do one more, sort of even it out either side, and then let's come into center. Just going to quickly take my socks off, it's cold in London today. As we're going to start, get into our down dog in a moment. Great, so from our tabletop we're tucking our toes, we're lifting our knees and we're slowly pushing into our first downward dog for the day. Unless you've done loads of yoga already. So in our down dog, our hands are still shoulder width apart, fingers pointing forward, middle finger pointing forward. Shoulders are away from the ears, shoulder blades are pushing apart a little bit. Want our back nice and flat. If that means at this time to bend your knees, that's totally fine. Our feet are hip width apart, toes pointing forward. We're looking towards the space between our big toes. We do want to pull our heels towards the ground though. We want to wake up our calves. If you want, you can walk around here a little bit, stretching those calves a bit more by taking that by making this as a mobile stretch rather than a static stretch. Seeing if your joints crack, how you feel. Coming into stillness, pushing into our hands, looking towards our toes, staying here for one breath. And with the next inhale, we're going to slowly walk our feet towards our hands. Baby steps. And we're going to stop with our feet behind our hands, feet hip width apart, knees bent, just hanging here for a moment. You can have your hands on the ground, you can grab the opposite elbows. You can start swaying if that feels good. Waking up our back even more here. Swaying with holding it with, well, it's clasping your elbows or pulling, dragging your fingers over the mat. Whatever you like more. Very gentle swaying. Our hamstrings, calves are probably still quite tight. And coming into center and stillness, bending those knees quite a bit so that our tummy is on our thighs, so there's contact there. Tucking our chin to our chest, and we're going to roll up. The chin is the last thing that comes up, so we're rolling up through our spine, straightening those legs, pelvis. We're rolling up through the upper back, Shoulders coming up, back and down, and we're lifting our head, looking forward. Sun's already starting to come out, and we haven't even really started yet. Let me pull this down. Cool. Alright, let's come into Tadasana. So for that, we're going to bring our feet together, feet to touch, or if you prefer, you can have your feet hip width apart. Going to tuck our pelvis in a little bit so that we're also engaging our upper back. So really having that firm middle that protects our back as we go into our forward folds. We're rolling our shoulders up, back and down, palms by the side of the body, palms facing forward, hands by the side of the body. We're looking forward, tucking that chin a tiny bit so we have a nice flat neck. And imagine someone's pulling you by the crown of the head, so we're standing here nice and tall. Standing here for a moment. Today we're going to do Moon Salutations instead of our Sun Salutations. Those Moon Salutations really wake the back up nicely, but we're going to be really gentle. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're pulling our hands down into the heart center. And now inhale, we're going to do that sort of bird shadow puppet thing that I've mentioned when we've done that before. So we're going to inhale and create that. We're crossing our thumbs, opening the palms to the front of the room. I'm going to go into teeny tiny back bend here, standing back bend. Engaging the abs here, really small. And exhale, we're folding down. Hands by the side of the feet. Bending the knees if need be, forehead to shins, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, looking down, flat back. Someone could rest a tea tray on your back. We're here still engaging our core. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back with the right leg. We're lowering the knee, untucking the toes, and we're coming up into a low lunge. Our palms are facing forward. Chest is nice and open. We're putting the shoulders up, back, down. We're looking up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands either side of the front foot. We're tucking that right foot, lifting the knee. We're stepping back with the left foot, coming into a plank. Let's hold plank here for a moment and engage our core. Our core is so important for our back. Here we're pressing, we're pushing the ground away at plank as if someone is throwing the ground at us. Our shoulder blades are pulling apart, shoulders away from the ears. We're creating that width in our back and also length by pulling our heels back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, we're lowering our knees, chest and chin. 8-point pose, Bhujangasana, bum is up in the air. And inhale, we're sliding forward into our first Cobra. We're breathing here for a moment. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, we're tucking our toes and we're pushing back into our first, into another downward dog. Staying here for one breath, staying a bit longer than we would normally, then poses the Moon Salutations normally do, moving a bit slower. With the next inhale, we're raising our right leg, and exhale, we're stepping it between our hands. Don't worry if your foot ends up in the middle of the mat, just help it forward with the right hand. And inhale, we're coming into a high lunge. And what we're doing here is we're doing this James Bond, working on our balance as well. It's James Bond, like pistol finger, temple mudra. Hand shape, and we're pulling our hands back and we're tucking our chin, we're looking down, chin to chest. Also waking up our shoulders here, but also creating a tiny back bend here. You might feel that in your lower back. If that's too much, just take that back bend out. Inhale, exhale, hands either side of the front foot. We're stepping forward. Inhale, hands to shins, half forward fold. Exhale, Exhale, hands to ground, bending knees if you have to, full forward fold. Inhale, we're coming up, engaging the core when we come up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Nice. Alright, let's do this again. Going to do our little shadow puppet bird shape. So inhale, we'll bring your hands up and coming into this tiny back bend. Just leaning back a little bit, engaging the core. Exhale, folding down. Hands on the side of the feet. Full
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Sorry. Bloody Alexa. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down. We're now stepping back with the left foot. We're lowering the knee and tucking the left toes. Inhale, coming up. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Palms facing forward and looking to the top, to the ceiling. And a slow lunge. It's also really nice, these Moon Salutations, because they wake up your hips. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Tucking the left toes, lifting the knees, stepping back into our plank. Again, let's stay in plank for a moment. Hands are on the shoulders, pressing the ground away by doing that. Shoulder blades apart. We're engaging our core. We don't want to drip our hips, but we don't want them too high. We want to have like a nice straight line in your back. Really working the thighs as well, working the core, working the back muscles. Inhale, exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down, apron pose. Inhale, sliding forward into our Cobra. Stay here for a moment. In Cobra, our elbows are into the body, elbows are sort of almost touching your side. Your toes are on top. We're looking forward. Shoulders are pulling down, shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale, we're tucking the toes, we're pushing into our down dog. As you're pushing into down dog, if you feel that your stance are too long, you can step your feet in a little bit if that's not comfortable. Breathing here for 1. The next inhale, we're lifting that left foot, and we're stepping it in between our hands. Exhale. Inhale, coming up into our high lunge, working our balance here again. Again, coming into our temple mudra, pointing to the ceiling. Our upper arms are pressing against our ears. We're tucking our chin to our chest and we're looking down. Maybe kind of just tiny back bend here. If the back bend is too uncomfortable, then just come out. And with the next inhale, exhale, hands either side of the front foot, stepping forward with the right foot. Exhale, inhale, hands to shins, looking down, engaging the core, half forward fold. Exhale, hands either side of the front feet, full forward fold. And inhale, engaging the core, we're coming up. Exhale. Nice. Let's do that one more time. We're going to do our little back bend. Again, just it's tiny movement. Don't do it too much. We don't want to hurt ourselves. So inhale, we're crossing our fingers, palms, thumbs, pointing forward. Look, going back. Exhale, we're folding down. Inhale, hands to shins, half forward fold, looking down. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the right foot, lowering the knee, untucking the toes, and coming up on the inhale. Palms facing forward, shoulders down, pulling down, and looking up. Feeling that stretch in our hip flexors. Really nice if you run a lot, and we all sit a lot. Probably going to be sitting a lot more now that it's getting cold. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands either side of the foot. Tucking the right toes. Lifting the knee. Stepping back into our plank. Pulling those heels back. Engaging the core.
looking at the space between our hands, keeping our, we're just in front of our index fingers, keeping our neck nice and long here. Don't wanna, I noticed this in myself, I sort of look more towards my toes, but that's actually not very nice for our neck. One more breath here, inhale, and we're going to come down right now. Exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down. Inhale, sliding forward into our Cobra again. I'm tucking the toes, arms into the body, elbows touching our side, looking forward, feeling that stretch in the back. And actually we're going to come down now, so bring your chest to the ground. We're going to bring our forearms onto the mat, elbows will be under our shoulders and coming into the Sphinx Pose. The Sphinx Pose, our fingers are really nice and wide, palms into the ground. And we're pushing the mat. Imagine you want to push your mat forward. So really engaging here. This is a bit more of an intense back bend than Cobra maybe. So if you don't like this, just come down. Could just do another baby Cobra. Staying here for, say, 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's come down. Let's bring our hands in front of us, stacking them on top, making a pillow out of our hands. And let's just wiggle our hips from side to side to take some of that strain out of our hips, out of our lower back. Very nice. Coming to center, coming to stillness. We're going to bring our hands under our shoulders. Inhale, we're coming into a baby Cobra just for 1 inhale. Exhale, we're tucking the toes. We're pushing into our down dog again. Staying here for 1 breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we're lifting that right foot up. Or leg up. Exhale, we're placing that right foot between our hands. Inhale, coming up into our high lunge, making temple mudra again. Pointing our index fingers towards the ceiling. Our upper arms are pressing against our ears if we can get them to. Pulling our left heel, the heel of our back foot back. And coming into a small back bend here by pulling our shoulders back. If that's too much for your back, just bring your shoulders forward. Small movement here, just pulling our shoulders back. Staying here for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 1 more inhale. And exhale, hands either side of the right foot. Stepping forward with the left. Inhale, hands to shins, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down, full forward fold. Maybe straightening those legs a bit more. Inhale, we're coming up, flat back. Exhale, hands into center. Last one of these. Inhale, raising those hands, we're crossing those thumbs, opening the palms to the front. Slight back bend. Exhale, we're folding down. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the left foot, lowering the knee and tucking the toes. Inhale, coming up, rolling the shoulders down again, opening our chest by doing so. Palms facing forward, looking up. Feeling that stretch now in the other hip flexors. Lovely stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, with the exhale, we're placing our hands either side of the right foot. We're tucking the left toes, lifting the knee. We're stepping back into our plank. Stay in plank for a moment. Against heels pulling back, pushing into those hands, shoulder blades apart, looking just in front of our index fingers. Breathing here. Feeling how our whole body is working in plank. 1 more breath, inhale. exhale. Inhale, exhale, bring our knees down, chest down, chin down. Inhale, we're sliding into Cobra. We're untucking our toes as we're sliding. Elbows into the body, looking forward. Staying here for one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, as we exhale, we're lowering our chest and forehead to the ground. Having a little pose here. We're bringing our forearms onto the ground, onto the mat. Elbows are under our shoulders. Palms are nice and wide. Fingers are spread nice and wide. And we're lifting up in. We're opening our chest. We're pulling. Imagine you've got a hook in the middle of your chest and someone is pulling. If you're really lifting your chest, you're looking forward. If this is too much, just come down, do a Cobra, or take a break. Staying here for 2 more breaths. Inhale, your shoulders are pulling down, shoulder blades together. You want to scrunch your shoulders up, shoulders are away from the ears. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and on the exhale, we're bringing our chest and our forehead onto the mat, making a pillow out of our hands, stacking those hands one on top of the other. I'm going to wiggle our hips from side to side. Lovely. Nice little release here. Coming into stillness and to center. We're going to bring our hands under our shoulders and coming into a brief Cobra. Pushing into our hands, inhale, and exhale. We're tucking our toes and we're pushing into downward dog. Again, if downward dog is too long, just stepping a little bit. Breathing here for 1. Next inhale, we're lifting our left leg up. And exhale, we're stepping the foot in between our hands. Inhale, we're coming up into a high lunge. Again, temple mudra. Index fingers pointing to the ceiling. Trying to get our upper arms to touch our ears. Pulling that back heel back and bringing our shoulders back a little bit. If that's comfortable, into the small back bend. If not, just stay where you are. Stay here for 2 breaths. And as we inhale and exhale, hands either side of the left foot. We're stepping forward with that right leg. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core. We're coming up with a flat back. And exhale, hands into heart center. That's really good, guys. Well done. Working on our balance as well as we do our high lunges. We're going to do 2 forward folds now. And just want to show you how I want us to do it. So for the forward folds, you're going to be standing with your feet hip width apart. And I'll show you from the side. So as we start with the hips, feet hip width apart, inhale and we fold down on the exhale. I want you to bend your knees so much that you've got contact between your abdomen and your thighs properly here. We're going to grab our big toes with our index fingers first, and with our peace fingers first. The thumb rests on the top of the big toe. I'm going to hang here, looking in between our legs. Inhale, as we exhale, we're straightening our legs, but only as much that we still have that contact between our thighs and our tummy. If we straighten it up and we just hang here and there's like loads of air, we don't want that. We just want to keep that contact in order to protect our back. So that's the first one. And then we're going to come out, and we're going to bring our whole palm, sort of make that Star Trek Vulcan greeting sign with your hands. We're going to shove our hand under our foot so that our palm and the sole of our foot are touching. And you want to bring it ideally so much that your toes are walking up your wrist. We're going to do that
And again, the same thing. Bring that contact between your thighs and your abdomen and straighten here. If that means that you're down here because you can't straighten much more, that's totally fine. Right? But just we want to, you will, no matter where you are, you will feel a hell of a stretch in your hamstrings. And that's the point. It doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters what you feel. All right, so let's do it together. So feet hip width apart, hands on hips. We inhale, we open our chest, we're looking up, and exhale, we're folding down. Nice, really nice. We bring our peace fingers around our big toes. We're resting our thumbs on the top of the big toe and the knuckle of the big toe. And we're really bending our knees here so that we have that contact between our thighs and our abdomen. Our elbows are going to the side if they're bent. And now we inhale and exhale. We straighten the legs slowly, as much as we can. As I said, it doesn't have to be much, but you will feel that stretch, I'm assuming. And we're breathing here. You're aiming to bring the crown of your head to face the ground, and you're looking between your legs, behind you, to the wall behind you, whatever there is. And we're breathing here. Really connect with your breath. There's an intense stretch for your hamstrings, so the more you focus on your breath in and out through the nose, hopefully the less horrible it will be. Stay for 2 more breaths. Next inhale, we're bending our knees a little more and we're looking down at the ground in front of us. We're letting go of our toes, and now we're doing that, we're bringing our whole hand under the foot. So the palm of the hand and the sole of the foot are touching each other. The back of the hand is on the floor. We're doing that with both hands. Trying to bring our feet to maybe walk up our wrists a little bit. Again, really bending those knees, having that contact between thigh and abdomen. Inhale, we're looking forward into the space like just before us. And exhale, we're trying to straighten our knees a little bit and looking between our legs to the wall behind us. And connecting with our breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Trying to distract us with our breath, trying to connect with the breath. Stay present with our breath. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. With the next inhale, we're bending our knees, we're looking in front of us. We're taking our hands out from under our feet. Exhale, hands onto hips. And inhale with a flat back, we're coming up. Well done. I'm assuming that you guys felt this. I definitely did. All right, we're going to step back with our left foot. And, excuse me, we want to ideally have that the sole of the left foot is on the mat, toes sort of pointing 45 degrees that way. Our front leg, the moment is still straight. And we want to pull that left hip forward. We want to keep as much as we can. We want to get our hips to face forward. Imagine you've got 2 headlights on your hip bones and you want them both as much as possible to face forward. If that's really not possible for you at all, just come onto the ball of your back foot. That helps massively to get the hips facing forward. Just to listen to your body. And we're going to raise our right arm and pull as if we're being pulled forward by that hand. And then when we can't go any further, exhale, we're bringing that hand down onto our calf, our shin, the ankle, and coming into our triangle. creating that length in the side body, stacking our hips on top of each other. Imagine you want to be really, really sort of flat, as if you're caught between two planes of glass. Really nice, both of you, really great. And we're breathing here. 4, another 3. Again, focusing on that breath. Try not to bend, like straighten that front leg too much. Like you don't want to overly straighten it. You want like create a micro bend to protect your knee. Just if you feel like, if you really straighten it, if you really like push and get into that leg with your hand, it feels kind of unpleasant on the knee. So if you just take a little bit of that straightness, a little bit of that pressure out of the knee, that helps. If that makes sense. And we're looking down on the inhale, and exhale, we're coming up. Lovely. So now we're going to bring our hips to face forward again, and we're bending that front leg. So we're coming into a warrior 1. Yes, warrior 1. So if it feels good, bring your hands to touch. Again, like earlier, upper arms are sort of alongside our ears. And here, bend your knee, the front knee, as much as you can, whilst keeping your hips sort of facing forward. If that's kind of a little bend, that's fine. The warmer you get, the more you practice this, the more you will be able to bend that leg. Stay here for another 2 breaths. Ooh, maybe becoming a bit wobbly here as well. Really nice. And we're going to straighten that leg, bring the hands down, and let's step forward with that left foot. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to do that from, like, turn around so you can see me. I'm stepping back, relatively big step. Toes, whoop, a foot, the sole of the back foot of the right foot now. Yeah, right foot is down, the toes are pointing, so 45 degrees. Pointing towards the, in a similar direction to the corner of your mat, the front corner of your mat. First we're going to just work on squaring our hips and our shoulders again. Just doing standing here. Again, imagine you've got those headlights on your hips. Lovely. Now we're going to take that squareness out, getting a bit flatter, and inhale, our arm goes forward, and when you can't go further anymore, then you come down into our triangle. Lovely, really nice. Shoulders and hips are sat really flat, as if you're between 2 bits of glass, as if the walls of the house are moving in, and you want to get really thin, really small. Again, taking care of that front knee, not pushing into that leg too much. Looking up to the top hand, the right hand, or if that's uncomfortable for the neck, just looking straight ahead. And with the next inhale, we're going to come up. Lovely, very nice. And come up. And we're going to square our hips to the front of the mat again. Imagine you want that's actually quite a nice way of imagining. You want your hips to be in line with the short edge of your mat, to face them. Really nice. And now we're going to bend that front knee, again bending as much or as little as you can. You'll feel that quite a bit in the back leg. I feel a lot in the calf muscle, by the shin. And also if you really press into that back foot, I find that helps a little bit. Like pushing into that foot, you can bend our front knee a bit more. We're raising our arms, either palms to touch or just hands apart, shoulder width apart, depending on your shoulders, and upper arms in line with our ears, so we're looking forward. This is a little back bend, you might feel that in your back, this warrior 1. Really nice. Staying here for 2 more breaths. Looks like such an easy pose when you see a photo, but when you do it, your whole body is working. And the next inhale, we're straightening that leg, bringing the hands in, and let's step forward. Lovely. For our balance, we are going to do Dancer's Pose, King Dancer's Pose. We've done that before, so just to remind you, it's always easier when you just do it really, really quickly and only hold it for a split second. You do it really controlled, it's always harder. Just so we all know what we're talking about. So for Dancer's Pose, we're going to come into that Tadasana. So again, feet to touch. Actually with Tadasana, we didn't lift our toes today. So we're going to lift our toes now, spread them out like a fan, and then we're going to lower the little toes first, then the fourth, the middle toes, the second toe, and the big toe. Got really nice firm grounding. If it feels good to you, maybe lifting those heels and coming down. We're going to start by standing on our left leg, and we're going to just bend that right knee, bring that right foot toward our bum. Actually, I'm going to do that from the other side, you see it a bit better. Towards our bum. And then we're going to grab that foot. Our thumb is on all of the foot towards the little toe, and our fingers are around. So we're grabbing along the inside of the foot. Oh my god. We're already challenging the balance here. If we fall out, that's fine. Okay, let's stay here for a moment. Just for one breath. Inhale. Exhale. And with the next inhale, we're folding forward. And then we're going to kick into that hand. And opening up. And if you want to bring your left arm out in front for help in balance. Great guys, really good. Let's try and stay here for 2 breaths. Inhale. Find some point to look at that's not moving. And it's just coming out whenever you're done. You guys' balance is great today. Really nice. Alright, let's do the other side. Again, let's lift, stand feet together, lift our toes, place them down one at a time, lifting our heels, coming down, always creating that nice firm grounding. So lift our left foot up now, grabbing the inside of that foot with our hand. Stay here for 1 breath. And with an inhale, pivoting forward, and kicking into that hand. Please. And bring the other hand out in front. Nice, really good guys. Staying for 2 breaths or for however long you can hold it. Really good, brilliant. Well done. All right, we're going to come into, the floor. We're going to go through Vinyasa. So feet together, front of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with whatever foot you prefer. Into plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Sliding forward into Cobra. Exhale, pushing back. And bringing those knees down. And sitting. Actually, let's get into a child's pose briefly. Releasing our back. Child's pose, just a lovely pose. It lengthens the back. And with our back bent a lot of the times, we're curving our back in the opposite direction, creating that sort of C shape. And here we're rounding our back in the other direction, which takes a lot of the pressure out. bring our hands under our shoulders, pressing into our hands, coming to kneeling, sliding to the side. Actually, I'm going to move my screen. Okay. Just quick look at the time. Okay. Yeah. So actually here if you have your belt ready, we just need one at the moment. We're just going to sit with our legs out, and we're going to be doing a just seated forward fold Tadasana. And for that actually, so we're going to keep a flat back, and want to either you can use your belt. The belt helps here to pull us down. If you don't have a belt handy ever, you could just bend your knees a little bit and take length out, and then just do Tadasana like that. That's also a nice way of keeping our back flat, being able to reach our feet, reach our ankles. If you want to give that a go today, instead of using the belt, or if you don't think you need a belt, that's fine. Wherever we are, I think I'm going to do it with my knees bent today. Going to inhale, open our chest, sit nice and tall, have a nice flat back here as we start. And exhale, folding down, we're going to grab, either hold our belt, grab our feet, grab our ankles, whatever we can grab. Inhale, opening our chest here again, and exhale, pulling a little bit, pulling ourselves down. Be nice. Feeling that stretch in our hamstrings. Even with my bent legs here, I can feel that stretch. And you can just walk your heels away a little bit if you want some more. Want to go deeper. We're keeping our back nice and flat here, not rounding through the shoulders. We're protecting our back, protecting our shoulders. Staying here for a few breaths. Next inhale, we're straightening our arms. And exhale, we're releasing. Nice. Very nice. Let's bring our legs in. Let's hug ourselves here. A little cosmic egg. Your toes can be either on the mat, that's better for you. If you want balance, you can lift off and only be on your bum. And let go. We're going to do a Natarajasana. No, I like that pose for the almost end of session. To make it a bit more exciting with something new. We're going to start on the right, so we'll bring our right leg in, so bending the leg, sort of the right foot against the inner thigh. Here again, if you have a belt handy, you can use the belt, or you can just hold on somewhere else on your leg rather than going for the foot. And sometimes mention this, the micro twist. So if you just sit relaxed in Janashasana, as you can see with me, the tendency is that our chest is facing between our legs, but we're folding over the straight leg. So we want to do this little twist that we move our chest from facing between our legs to facing over, chest facing that foot of the front of the straight leg. The foot of the straight leg is nice and flexed. If you've got your belt, get that around your foot, around the ball of the foot. Inhale, nice flat back again, and exhale, we're pulling ourselves down here. And breathing here as well. Looking towards the big toe of the straight leg. And inhale, we're lifting our chest. Exhale, we're letting go of our belt or our leg, and we're coming up. We're going to bring our right knee up into our body. The knee now points towards the ceiling. I'm going to give you a couple of options. We're going to do a nice twist. Twists are also great for our back because we're moving our back in different directions. So you can either just twist like that. We're going to bring that right hand behind our back, hug that knee with our left and look over the shoulder. You could also bring your left elbow outside the right knee and lever like that. Let's stay here actually for 2 breaths. And in this twist, looking over your shoulder or just looking straight ahead. Alright, let's release this little twist. If you want, you can do that twist again, or you could cross your right foot over onto the opposite side of the other side of the left to make this twist a little deeper. You could also bring that left leg in, fold it in, so that it's just by your, you're probably going to come off that glute a little bit, so just by the just under, next to the right glute. That makes it a bit more intense. If any of these don't work for you, just go back to the previous option that you enjoyed, that felt good for your body today. And here, again, you could bring that left elbow outside the right knee, twist a bit more, and if you could, try to grab that foot, that right foot, sorry. And look over. Wherever you are, stay here for another 4 breaths. And going to look forward. We're going to release that twist. We're going to do a little twist to the other side. So we're bringing both hands now onto the left side and just bending down for a moment, taking that twist out of our body and pressing into hands, coming up again. Lovely, really nicely done. We're going to stretch our legs out again. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring the left foot in, sole of the foot against the inner thigh of the right leg. Again, we have our little belt. Bring that around our foot if we want to use it. Do that micro twist so that our chest is not facing between our legs, but over that straight leg, the chest is facing that front, that flexed foot of the straight leg. Inhale and exhale, we pull ourselves down. We want to keep our back nice and straight though, and we want to keep our chest nice and open. We don't want to close our chest more, and we open our chest by pulling our shoulders back. I'm staying here for another 4 breaths. The drishti, the focus point, our gaze is the big toe of that straight leg. Inhale, we're going to come up. Exhale, let go of our belt. If we have one, we sit up straight. We're bringing our left knee now, going to the ceiling. We're going to try and bring on, you also want to bring that knee as close into your body as you can. That really helps with the whole twisting thing. We're going to do that easy twist first. Left hand behind our glutes and like maybe it's like spider, 10 fingers. Inhale and exhale, we twist. You can hug your knee, or you can try and bring that right elbow outside the left knee. Breathing here, looking over our shoulder, but we're not yanking our head back. The head's just following, the twist is coming from our back and our shoulder. One more breath here. Exhale, and looking forward, releasing the twist. And again, these are only options what's coming now. You could just stay with what we've just done now. If you want, you can cross your left leg, the left foot over the right leg, so it's on the outside, and we can twist here. You could also, if you want to, bring that right leg, the straight leg, and fold it in. And you could if you wanted to go further, you could again bring that right elbow outside the left, twist here, maybe see if you can reach that left foot. But wherever you are, whatever feels good to you. It's also interesting here again, as I was saying, be curious about your body, notice which side feels different. Not judging, just noting. And staying here for another 3 breaths. And the next inhale, we're looking forward, we're releasing that twist. Wherever we're going to place our hands on the other side now, taking that twist out, little counter twist, and now pressing into those hands and coming up. Lovely, well done guys. So in a moment we'll be needing both of our, we may be needing both of our belts, towels, scarves, whatever we've got. It's my running scarf. And we're just going to place them in front of the mat. And as we're here, just going to come into a tabletop. And we're going to lie onto our tummies. So maybe come into a half plank, knees down. We're just going to lower down. Nice. So we're just going to be lying here. We're going to do another swing. So what we did a moment ago, or earlier during our Moon Salutations. So our forearms are on the ground, elbows are under shoulders, hands, palms are into the mat, fingers nice and wide. Toes are pointing back, feet are about hip width apart. The toes are really pulling back, doing yoga as well. We're pushing that mat forward, opening our chest as if someone's pulling us by the middle of the chest forward. Staying here for a moment. Breathing here. And with the next inhale, exhale, we're lowering down. And making that little pillow out of our hands, just rocking from side to side. Right to stillness. And we're going to do Locust Pose. So you just want to have a quick look, in case you're not sure what it is. This is full locust, where we're lifting us. I think some people call it Superman, where we're lifting our, where we're just on our hips, on our mid-body, shoulders, chest is lifted, legs are lifted. We're going to do this in 3 stages though, so we're not going to go in straight away. First we're going to lie down, forehead on our mat, arms by the side of the body, and first we're going to lift our chest only. So we're going to take a little preparation here, so inhale, exhale, and with the next inhale we're lifting our chest. Inhale, lift as much as you can, pulling the shoulders back, palms are facing our thighs, fingers are pointing back. One more breath here, inhale, feel how your chest is lifting with the inhale, exhale, we're lowering down. Again, making that pillow out of our hands, forehead on our stacked hands, and just shimmying, wiggling our hips. And we're letting go. Bringing our arms alongside our body again, and this time we're going to lift our legs only. So again, preparation, inhale, exhale. With the next inhale, we're lifting our legs. Pointing those toes back, lifting the legs. See if you can lift them so much that only your hip bones are on the ground. Do as much or as little as you can. Stay for one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, lowering those legs down. Going to bring our hands under our forehead again and wiggle from side to side. Coming to center. And you can either do one of those 2 again, so lifting your chest only, or your legs only, or if you want, you can try and lift both at a time for full locust. Whatever option you choose is perfect for you, it's your yoga practice. So, let's lie down with our forehead touching the ground, arms alongside the body, palms facing our thighs. Taking that preparational in-breath, exhale. With the next inhale, we're lifting our chest and our legs. And we're looking down just in front of our nose. Breathing here. Imagine making this banana shape, this smile shape. Staying for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, calming down. Taking a pillow out of our hands and rocking from side to side. Placing our hands under our shoulders, and let's just press into a child's pose briefly. Nice counter pose to what we've just done. Breathing here for a couple. We're going to come through our tabletop and lie on our tummy again. So now, if you want to have a look, maybe first, I want to do bow pose. So for bow pose, we'll kick our feet into the air. We're going to try and grab our feet with our hands, or maybe ankles, but just grab whatever we can grab. And then we're going to lift up. We're going to do that one at a time at first. And that's why I thought having 2 bells, even though it's a bit fiddly, if you can't reach your feet, you could just grab your feet with those belts. And it's a little bit fiddly because you have to reach your feet first, or you have to sort of try and get there first. But if you can, then you can kick in, you can get into this bow even when you can't reach your feet. So just as an option to make this a little more accessible, if you're lying and you're like, I really can't reach my feet, it's impossible. It is possible. We're just lengthening our arms with the help of these props. We're going to start by doing this one leg at a time. So if you need your prop, then get your prop ready. And we're going to start by, we're going to kick our right foot in. We're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to bring our right arm around. We're going to see if we can touch that foot. Let's just lie here for a moment. You can bring the other arm, the left forearm in line with the front of the mat as a little bit of support. Hand into the ground. Let's just lie here, pulling our foot into towards our bum. Nice little quad stretch here. So having one breath here, inhale, exhale. On the next inhale, we're lifting up, we're kicking that foot into our hand. Nice. You can see the feet in the hands, so that's a good sign. Inhale and exhale, calming down. We're letting go of that foot. We're placing the right hand on top of the left, and we're wiggling around here again. Hips from side to side, relieving that back bend. Coming to stillness, going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're leaving our right hand, right forearm in line with the front edge of the mat. You can even for the moment leave your forehead on that hand. We're kicking the left foot in. We're going to see if we can touch it. If we can't, we get our belt and use that. And for a moment, we're just going to lie here like that. We're pulling our left heel towards, our left foot towards our glutes to stretch our quads. Inhale, exhale. With the next inhale, kicking into that foot, like that foot into our hand, creating that little back bend. Nice, 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 nice. Inhale, exhale, coming down. We're letting go of the foot, placing the hand on top of the other, resting our forehead on our hands, and again, rocking from side to side with our hips, relieving our lower back. If you want to try going for a full bow, join me now. If you're like, you know what, my back doesn't like this, I don't want to try it, just go into a child's pose. Totally fine. If you want to go for it, we're going to kick both our legs up now. We're going to try and bring our heels as close to our bottom as we can without touching them. Forehead's on the mat, nose is on the mat. And now we're going to see if we can reach our feet with our hands. Try not to have your feet, as you're reaching for them, you're going to do it a little bit to have your feet fall out to the side, but you try and pull, try to have your toes point back as much as possible and try not to open your legs too wide, but do have it is accessible to you. Stay here for one breath, inhale, exhale, and with the next inhale, we're kicking into our hands and we're lifting up, we're creating that bow. Amazing, really good. Breathing here for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, for 4, and exhale, coming down. We're letting go of our feet, placing our hands under our shoulders, and we're pushing into a child's pose. Wonderful, let's stay here for a moment. And we're going to bring our hands under our shoulders. We're going to push up into kneeling position. We're going to slide to the side and we're going to come to lie on our backs. Great. Deep sigh there. Alright, so we're almost done. We're just going to do one bridge and then a belly twist and then we're going to Shavasana. So for bridge, we'll bring our feet as close as we can to our bum, to our glutes. Knees are pointing up, feet are hip width apart. Our hands are by the side of our body. Okay, let's just lie here for a moment. And we want to bring our whole, when I say tilt your pelvis as we lift up, the way of doing that is just by bringing in your whole back in contact with the mat. By tilting your pelvis a little bit, you remove that natural curvature in your spine, and even your lower back, where there's normally a gap, is now in touch with the mat. So by doing that, we've tilted our pelvis, and inhale, we're lifting our lower back, middle back, upper back. And we're pushing our hips to the ceiling, but also our chin, our chest to our chin. So we're curving through the whole spine here. If you want, you can see if you can grab your hands under your back and maybe come onto your shoulders a little bit more. Let's just hold this for 5. Working our back muscles here. Letting go of our hands if we've clasped them under our backs. And now slowly and meticulously on the exhale, lowering the upper back, middle back, lower back, and then untucking the pelvis. We're going to bring our knees onto our chest and let's hug them. Let's bring your hands around them. Let's rock from side to side, giving your lower back a very well-deserved massage. And when we're towards the right the next time, let's drop our knees to the right. The closer the arms are at shoulder level, like a capital T, palms are facing up. The closer your knees are to your arm, the more intense this twist is. So if you want to take some intensity out, just move your legs down. It's perfectly fine. And you're looking towards the left hand, the opposite side, and you can close your eyes here. Next inhale, we're bringing our knees into center again. And exhale, we're dropping to the left. Again, arms are at shoulder level like a capital T, palms facing up still. And by moving your knees away from your arm, you take some of the intensity out of the stretch. Looking towards our face is facing the opposite side, the right hand, and closing the eyes. Breathing here, trying to have both shoulders in contact with the ground. Next inhale, we're bringing our knees into center. Let's have one more hug. Maybe lifting the head off, not even. Try to bring your head to your knees. One inhale. Exhale, we're lowering. We're bringing our legs down. Have our legs straight. Feet mat hip width apart. If it's cold where you are, you could get yourself a jumper or a blanket. Just make yourself comfortable for our last yoga pose, Shavasana. As said, your feet are hip to mat width apart, your feet are flopping out. Have a nice breath here. Maybe lifting your shoulder blades up off the mat and lowering them down, really opening your shoulders nice and flat. But doing that, your arms might move away from your body a little bit, that's fine. Your palms are facing the ceiling. Your chin is slightly tucked, have a nice flat neck. Your eyes are closed. Your facial muscles are relaxed. Breathing in and out through the nose, like we have. Just enjoying this final pose of our yoga practice. Notice all the places where your body is in contact with the ground. Feeling your glutes heavy on the mat, pressing into the mat. The thighs heavy on the mat. Work with them quite a bit. Our knees slightly falling out, soft and warm. Your calves are on the mat as well, maybe more in contact with the slight outside edge of the calf as your legs are falling out. Softness and stillness. Your feet are soft after having moved, they're not tight anymore. Your toes are floating in the air, relaxed. Your legs, your glutes, soft and smooth, relaxed, sleepy. Your back, your upper back is on the mat. Worked our upper and middle back a lot in our slings, in a bow, in a dancer. Our lower back might be hovering gently over the ground, hopefully nimble and softer than before. No pain, no discomfort. Your abdomen is moving gently with the breath. Up with the inhale, down with the exhale. Your ribs are moving as well with the breath. Out and together, apart and together. Your chest and your shoulders are gently moving with your breath.
As you inhale, they go up. As you exhale, they go down. Shoulder blades find lovely contact with the ground. Smooth, not holding anything, no tension. Your arms are heavy on your mat, on the floor. Your upper arms in contact. Your elbows gently, maybe slightly bend. Your forearms lying there. The back of your hands are in touch with the ground. Palms facing the ceiling. Glad that they don't have to carry our weight in those down dogs anymore. Our index finger, ring finger, middle finger, and thumb and little finger are all relaxed. Our neck is relaxed, soft, not having to carry the weight of our neck, of our head. Our head is heavy on the mat. You can feel that point where it's lying. Our forehead is smooth, no wrinkles, no worries. Our eyes are relaxed, sinking back into the sockets of our skull. No muscles active, trying to read, trying to see. Feel the air moving in and out of the nostrils, the cold air as we inhale, the warm air flowing out as we exhale. Our jaws relaxed, our teeth are slightly parted, with our tongue lying in the mouth. No tension, no biting, no holding in of words that we wanted to say. Our head is relaxed, shoulders and upper body, hips and lower body are relaxed. Our entire body is smooth, soft and relaxed.
slowly bring awareness back into your body. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale with a sigh out of the mouth. So 2 more of these. Inhale through the nose and sigh on the exhale. 1 more. Bring movement into your feet, your ankles, your fingers and wrists. Bring your feet to touch, bring your arms overhead. Stretch far, stretch long, long body stretch, make yourself tall. And let go. Hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. And when you're on the right next, let your knees fall onto the right. Place your head on your upper arm, staying in this pose for a moment. 1 breath. Going to bring our left hand in front of our face, pushing into that left hand and safely, gently coming up to seated. Going to sit in any comfortable pose. I'm going to inhale, make a big circle with our arms, bring our hands to touch overhead, maybe looking towards the thumbs, and exhale, pulling our hands down. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And bringing our thumbs to space between our eyebrows, which is above third eye, for clear and kind thoughts. Thumbs to our throat, for clear and kind words. And the thumbs to our heart center, for clear and kind feelings for ourselves and other people in our lives. Going to bow, if you wish, for gratitude to the practice of yoga and gratitude to ourselves for moving today. Thank you so much. That was a bit longer than it has been recently, so sorry about that. Have a great Sunday. Bye.